Jarrett Roser here today with Donovan Kaufman, state champion at Rummel, one of the top players statewide, really. Your senior year, finished up a great high school career with one of the better high school seasons I think a lot of us could remember seeing and helping the Raiders win a state championship. You earned
Best,
the
definitely.
you earned the Class 5A defensive MVP honors, and then get a chance to sign with Vanderbilt, and then finish this high school tenure with this weird spring of 2020 before now getting excited for college. And Donovan, man, what's been up? It's been a little while. What has this spring been like as you start to kind of turn the page a little bit?
I mean, spring just been trying to stay in shape. I've been working out 5 days a week, every day at 9 o'clock, a little park by my house. Just been getting in. I don't really have weights, but we have a weight bar. We have a weight bar, so like an Olympic bar. So I just do enough to stay toned.
Yeah. You feel like, all things considered, you feel like you're in a pretty decent place in terms of strength, conditioning, just being in shape, getting ready to go?
Definitely, I'm definitely in shape. I'm probably, to be honest, I'm probably in the same shape that I was for the season. I'm in good shape right now.
Awesome. I was about to say something about like the way you answered. I was like, you're in good enough shape right now that you're upset that I asked, because I should know better, basically.
Nah, I'm in good shape. I'm staying in shape. I have to.
I told you I definitely want to talk about some of the just kind of the getting ready for college stuff, but I also wanted to look back a little bit. It's been a few months since y'all finished off that state championship season that you had. That came kind of the cherry on top was such a fantastic performance to beat Catholic and close it out. When you look back at the way that all unfolded for you guys, it was such a huge group of y'all that played big roles as juniors and then were back together as seniors. And then for you also, just kind of the strides that you took to have the type of year that we all talked about in such historic fashion. What are you going to remember most about that whole process for you guys, and what it was like as you were living it?
About that, that whole season is definitely gonna be a memory because a lot of those guys I was with them since 8th grade, and that summer we got auction to come in, and we worked we worked a lot. Auction definitely got us right. So just building that chemistry and doing something historic like that, with those guys, I'm definitely remember that forever.
When did you realize you were going to be able to have the type of season that you had, where we're talking about statewide MVP and really kind of putting your name up there with some of the top all-around playmakers that we've seen at the Louisiana high school level? When did you know that it was going to be a special run for you kind of leading that defense?
I mean, I never thought that it would be like that, such a great. I knew that I would have a good year of football, but as far as topping the state, I really didn't picture that. I was just playing football. Really, my main goal was to win the state championship. That's really all I wanted. But I never did imagine having a season like that. But that it happened. It's always, for me, it's to a point, because I really don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but football, my whole life so far has been easy. It has never been the hardest thing is when I'm working out by myself. It has never been to I was I can't do this. It's hard. And I don't know if it's the level of competition I'm playing at, because I don't want to say I'm not playing at a high level competition, because I'm playing at the highest level of competition in the state.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just keep praying on it that it continues to be.
What did it mean to have it go that way? And when you guys finish the state championship and you have an MVP trophy there, and then you find out a few weeks later that you're Class 5A defensive MVP, what did having some of those accolades come your way mean, knowing that you had completed the mission, you'd won the state championship, and we're now adding some of those perks to it as well?
It meant a lot. I definitely feel like that I deserved it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I deserve a lot more. I think I deserve that Gatorade Player of the Year, if you ask me. But I mean, just to have that happen, I felt like it was a dream, like almost like a fairy tale in a sense, like because even before the state game, we was talking about like MVP and like who will get it. We was like, yeah, offensive player gonna get it, and like Court was like, no, why is you gonna mess around and get them? Like, we'll see. Like it came to the game, and it's like, wow, like a lot of the things, like I don't know, it's still like I can't put words into it, like the feeling, like it's amazing, like.
It really did feel like at the end of a lot of y'all's games. I remember us talking after the Curtis game in the regular season. Just there was this feeling that it really was almost like a scene in a movie a lot of times with the way
Yes,
y'all.
that's exactly. Yes.
For you guys, I mean, as we started this call, and I mentioned one of the best runs and stuff like that. It was very important to you guys to be the best and to leave a legacy, not just individually, but the team and the defense in particular, to be one that people in Louisiana talked about for a long time. How do you feel about it now that it's done? You feel like you've written that name pretty effectively in the history books?
Definitely. I don't care what nobody say. Like, we did this in 2019. Like, offenses are way more complex. Like, you could probably have good defense back in the 80s, but they're running the whole game. Like, it's not really hard to stop that. Like, we did this against RPO, against, like, all type of offenses. So I definitely feel like we are the best that have done it. But it's amazing because, like, we weren't good by accident. Like, we actually worked. Like, nobody missed practice. Nobody on defense side ever missed a practice. Like, that's the reason why we were so good. We practiced every day like it was the game. And another thing, we competed against each other in the games. Like, it was a friendly competition. But, like, you don't have to – like, if you do your job, like, everybody eats. Like, that's basically what our defense was. If you do your job, everybody eats. Literally everybody on that defense had a great year. Like, I couldn't say it was just one player that was doing good. Like, it was the whole defense from the linemen to the DBs. Like, everybody did their part.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, you see now a lot of guys getting a chance to go play college ball all over the place. So I know that's got to be an exciting part for all of you too, to know that everybody's going to be able to continue their football career, get some college paid for, and all those aspects too.
Definitely.
You had committed to Vandy, and there were a lot of programs that continued to push and hope that they were going to potentially sway you. What was the home stretch of the recruiting process like for you, as all these other schools are interested? LSU's kind of checking on you. Tulane was really hoping to sway you to stay home in New Orleans. Some of the other SEC programs, the Floridas and Ole Misses and so on, that start checking in. What were some of those conversations like, and what ultimately ended up being what kept you with Vandy, and how excited was Vandy too to know that ended up playing out that way?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely busy. It got to the point that I had to turn my phone off. Like, I was at wrestling meets, like, I'm warming up, and I had my Apple Watch on. I'm like, oh, I'm getting these calls from coaches. So I'm like, bro, I can't do this. Like, I had to turn off. But, like, at the end stretch, it was like all the schools, like my schools that I was considering was Vandy, Florida State, Ole Miss. Like, I felt like I couldn't go wrong with neither of those schools because, like, I was the number one recruit at all the schools. Like, I was literally the first person that Coach Norvell had offered when he got the job. So, and then when Ole Miss got the new defensive coordinators, I was the first person that he offered also. And, like, even at Baylor, I was the first person that Dave Miranda offered. So that just means I know by him offering me when he got to Baylor that they knew about me at LSU. So, but with the LSU situation, I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's because, like, I didn't want to stay in the state anyway. But it's just the point, even if they were talking to me, they were trying to offer me, but, like, I wasn't into it. Like, I wasn't going anyway. So, like, it really didn't make sense. But, like, the thing that separated Vandy for me was, for one, when I went up there, like, it felt like home. I was relaxed. Like, I felt like this is somewhere I could spend 4 years at. Also, the education is one of the best in the world, not just in the conference, like in the world. This is a world-class education. And then the conference is in this SEC. I'm playing big-time football, and I'm getting a world-class degree. So it's like, to me, it's the best offer that you can possibly have. Like, I don't see many schools competing with that.
Yeah. When you mentioned that you had wanted to get out of state and that as much as the LSU conversation kind of picked up late, that it ultimately it wasn't going to sway some of the direction that you were already going. Were you just, I guess, was it a matter of like too little, too late, or like too late in the process that LSU would finally come in and you would have wanted them to realize it earlier, / that you realized that you weren't as high on their board as you were mentioned at some of the other programs, or did you just kind of wanted to get out of state anyway in terms of new experiences and seeing some different areas?
It's both. Like, I knew I wasn't the number one recruit over there. Like, and another thing, like you said, I didn't want to be in state, but like, I didn't. Well, in a sense, I never went to camps and stuff like that. But which they tried to say, like, they didn't, like, I never showed that I wanted to go there. But at the same time, like, I never went to camps and all these other schools see, like, you've seen all these other schools offer me. And, like, again, I knew they knew about me because Miranda offered me as soon as he got to Baylor. Like, and I had never talked to Miranda. I had talked to the receivers coach and
Joseph.
Bush, Mickey. I talked to Bush, and I talked to Raymond. Like, those are 3 people I talked to over there. So, I mean, again, I'm not mad at them, but at the same time, like, I really didn't care if they offered me. Like, it was too late also. Like, they weren't even going to enter. Like, they wouldn't have been in my mind, like, for a school that I would have went to.
Yeah. When you had those conversations with Vandy, how much excitement was there from them to hear that you were still locked in and ready to go up there and be a Commodore, and then what was that signing day like, not only in terms of excitement from their end, but you guys as a family getting a chance to celebrate and everything too?
I definitely had them nervous, especially when I told them that I wasn't signing early. By me being committed, like, I told them I wasn't signing early. Like, a big part for me, I wanted to take all my OVs. Like, I wanted to see what I was out there. And, like, there was a part of me that knew I was going to Vandy, but, like, another part of me also wanted to see who I was going to offer me. Like, I was kind of being greedy in a sense. But at the same time, like, I really didn't know if that's what I really wanted. Because, like, actually, literally the day before Sunday, they had got, like, I thought I was going to Ole Miss, like, because Vandy had got a new AD, and Coach Norvell called me and told me about it. And I'm like, all right, like, if they got a new AD, what this job looking like for Mason? But it actually backfired because Mason loved, like, I called Coach Mason. He was all excited, like, what's up, D? Like, yeah, man, you heard the news? Like, we got a new AD. Like he was loving it. Like, so the new AD, it was actually a great situation for me. And, like, that it like really sparked it for me. And even when I went up there on my OV, it's crazy because, like, I read a thing every morning, like, it's like prayers every morning. And it was one of them, like, the first day I was out there on my OV, it was like, what are you waiting for? Like, commit to like what I'm trying to tell you. Like, basically, like, a message, like, telling me, like, this was the place for me. Like, don't entertain the other options if you know that's something that you want to do. So that was kind of just another sign. I was like, yeah, this is definitely the place for me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy sign to happen, just the timing and everything going on. Well, now, I mean, you're getting close. When do you actually head up to Nashville, and what's kind of the outlook as you guys get started?
I leave on the 13th of June. That was originally I was supposed to be up there June 1st, but Vandy, they weren't allowing people on campus until June 8th. So I just had to wait. But how they did it was they're taking, like, groups of people at a time. They're taking, like, 30 people, and I'm in Group E. So I come in the middle of June. But I'm still starting classes. I start classes tomorrow, actually. I have to take my first class online.
So you get to finish high school online and start college online for at least a couple weeks.
Yep.
You mentioned the academic piece of going to Vandy, and obviously you've been a guy that's always done very well academically too. For folks that really only saw you on Friday nights and stuff like that and know you the football player, can you speak a little bit to the importance of that side of the whole student athlete piece for you? Because you've always kind of had some interesting perspective on not just the football field, but also the classroom and things for post football whenever that ends up happening down the road.
Yeah, it's like I'm big on my education because I know football don't last forever. You play 10 years in the league, become Hall of Fame, like you're still, let's say like 32 when you retire. Like you're still young. What you don't do the rest of your life, like you need a degree to fall back on. Even if you don't play 10 years in the league, let's say you play 1 year, you blow your knee, like what are you going to do? That money is not going to last forever. So like you need something to fall back on. But like my mom, like from when I was young, she stayed on by my grades. Like I was National Honor Society all 5 years I was at Rummel. So like the education part, it was always important to me.
Yeah, if you didn't mention kind of the foundation there, I was going to ask you a follow-up to let you give Mom a shout-out. As you head to that football program in Vanderbilt, it's been one, and I think people look at it as a little bit different from a lot of the rest of the SEC because it's such a high-level academic program, and then you haven't seen the success of like an Alabama or an LSU or Georgia. And so it's been kind of up and down at times. They have some years more competitive, some years that have been kind of tough. What is kind of the outlook for you there and some of the things that you hope to accomplish with that program over the next few years? What are some of those conversations like so far with you and the staff, or you and even some of the other players that you know so far?
I mean, so far this class, like we all know, like we trying to turn stuff around, but like I feel like Coach Mason has the hardest job. Like you're in the SEC, but like it's not just a regular school. Like it's actually really hard to get into. Like you have 40,000 people who apply every year, and they label that, like they bring that number down to 1,500. Then out of that 1,500, you have about 90 student athletes. Like it's very hard to get in. Like it's a prestigious school. But like me coming into, like, I mean, I hope that seeing players like other players, seeing players like me, like make them want to come to the school. Like I've been talking to a lot of the people that they're recruiting now, and like I feel like it's already like rubbing off, like because these are guys who actually played against me. They seem like what I can do. So I feel like me going to that school is like going to do something for them. But like even if it don't, like I've never been like the type of person to be a loser. Like I'm not coming in those situations to lose. Like I'm definitely coming to win. Like I don't care. Like yeah, we know it's a lot of good SEC schools out there, but I promise you, like I won't be losing every game. Like it's not going to be like that at all.
So you can already feel from the guys that you know, both the current and incoming guys and the guys that they're continuing to recruit for the years coming. You can kind of feel that mindset that you think is necessary to make some of those changes happen.
Yeah, I feel like that mindset is definitely changing. I'm trying to change the whole mindset of the world in Vanderbilt football.
They've had a little bit of a history of some Louisiana guys going up there. Kalijah was one that stood out for a lot of folks in New Orleans, certainly. Mm-hmm. You're going up there this year. A little bit further west, Jack Besh from Lafayette, STM wide receiver. I know that you guys have run into STM at times through the years. Is that one of the guys that you've had a chance to talk to about just –
Definitely. Yeah. I talked to him actually, it's crazy because I did not know about this kid, but like he's good. Like the dude is stupid good. Like I watched this whole thing. I'm like, oh my god! Like how did I not? Very good. But like yeah, I talked to him like throughout the whole process. I talked to the dean from Holy Cross. What's his name? Start with a B.
BJ or Barron.
Yeah, Barron about it. I talked to a lot of guys. I talked to Montreal. I talked to Logan. I talked to a lot of guys about it. Will coming up there too. Will Shepard from Vanderbilt. But yeah, I do feel like I'm going into a good situation. And we definitely want to make some noise. But I really like the class that they're bringing in. Like everybody, like we have our group chat. Like everybody talks the same. Like we all on the same page about it. So I feel like it's going to be good.
That's awesome, man. Any other thoughts for folks down here as you get ready to make that next move to the next phase of your life? Just kind of little either parting words to some New Orleans folks that aren't going to see you quite as frequently, or for the Vandy folks to get ready. Any thoughts that for any of them that may end up seeing it?
Yeah, I want to say I'm gonna definitely miss New Orleans. I'm gonna definitely miss my home. I'm gonna definitely come back as much as possible. Also, miss my family. I know my mom. She's still gonna be at every game. I don't care what the distance is. Like, she's gonna be there. It's my number one fan. But I just want to tell everybody I love them and that we're gonna make it work. Hopefully, they'll see me in that draft about 3 years from now.
There you go. Yeah, as soon as you started to say you were gonna miss New Orleans, I was gonna say there's no way that New Orleans is coming out of you, or you're done with New Orleans. I'm sure we'll see you plenty whenever you get a chance. No doubt.
Yes, definitely.
Again, he's Donovan Kaufman, state champion, reigning 5A Defensive Player of the Year, and all the accolades that went along with a huge run, a historic run there for the Rummel Raiders, finishing it out, and now getting ready to head on to Vanderbilt and do some big things with the Commodores.
Yes, sir.